Hey!
We found him.
There I am. I was over at gate number 7. Waiting.
You're supposed to be at 17, though.
Oh. That's not my plan.
That's right.
Oh.
So you didn't miss it this time.
Well, that's good news. I do feel good that I did not miss my flight right there. So that must have been somebody else's. Bye, everybody. My hand disappeared. Bye, everybody. All right. Well,
cut off.
It's Wednesday night. I've already shared. Lori's sharing now because I can see it. Dee's over there. She's not sharing. She's probably watching something she's not supposed to be watching. But if you haven't done it, share it. Go ahead and get it going because it's live and in person. Get it to your peoples. Tonight is a interesting night, folks, because tonight we're launching a new series.
A new series.
Ryle,
Is that used to an old series? Like redone? Retroed?
Well, I mean, I'm involved, so maybe
it's gotta be
it should be retro.
New retro
Did you break my keys?
already.
Wow. I did throw mine. Anyways, so, no, we've got something new. We're going to start a summer series tonight. Basically, the premise behind the summer series is we have teenagers that are supposed to be watching and or being here. So what we're trying to do is I'm trying to get people in front of them that have everyday jobs, but they're Christians. So I want to kind of give you an idea of how you can serve, how you can be out in the world, and how you can...
That's every day, not every other day job?
Every day.
Wow. That's
That's
a lot of work.
It is, but somebody has to do it. Anyways, so since it is Wednesday night, and that means that we should tell them where Riley was last week.
Yes. So there's the reveal, Leo.
Leo, do you have the reveal from last week?
Says reveal Riley, I think.
Try reveal Riley.
Or the little eye, take the eye off. There it is. Oh, there he was.
Riley was down there.
Why don't you go that way? There you go. He was swimming underneath the hut.
There he is.
He forgot to bring his trunks, though, so he was wet all day.
Why is there a fin right behind him?
It's the shark that follows Lori.
Oh.
So it was taking a vacation from Lori and found him. But you know, when you say that, we get to hide him pretty good today, I think, and you got to watch that.
So you say we've hidden him pretty good.
I think we did.
Somebody in the building already found him.
Well, that's because they cheat and go up to the big screen.
That's true.
So
that's true. We don't want to throw Leo under the bus because that'd be wrong.
That was yeah.
But Leo was the one that did it.
4K, super high definition, and they got a magnifying glass, and they find the guy. So
Leo, turn the mic on and tell people why you cheated. I don't understand.
I would like to point out that I'm not the only one who cheated.
So now you throw the lady who creates the food that we eat under the bus. So
yeah, Leo, nice job. You're going to throw Lori under the bus, which means we're not going to eat the way we ate anymore.
Yeah.
That's great.
And if you missed it, we had turkey and fixings tonight.
Turkey.
And
meatloaf.
Yeah, we had everything.
Corn, green beans, gravy, cornbread, dressing, mashed taters, sweet potato pie, them cookie tart things that I haven't tried yet. Was there anything else I missed? Oh,
cranberry sauce.
Mac and cheese and cranberry sauce.
Yeah. Baked beans. Yeah, baked beans.
There's no way I was going to add baked beans to all that other stuff that was on my plate.
There's a lot. Yeah, we said meatloaf already.
I did say meatloaf. I had meatloaf.
Yep, it definitely says sweet potato pie. And if you have not experienced Lori's sweet potato pie, I could tell you that Lori receives an order around 100 pies for every holiday.
Jim says terrible.
So
I'm lying. He says really good.
And Katie, who doesn't like turkey,
to throw Jim under the bus.
So.
Yeah, Katie ate turkey tonight, which doesn't happen. Okay, so moving forward then, Leo, we're about to go into our first segment. Our first segment usually involves the goofy guy named Josh, who is still currently in the Pacific.
Well, I think he's getting ready to go on one of those things.
He's getting ready to fly tonight?
Well, and I think he's actually in Hawaii at this point, but he'll eventually get on one of those and come home.
Oh, but he has been on them twice so far. Because he flew to Bora Bora and Tahiti.
Uh-huh.
And then flew from Tahiti. No, he cruised.
No, he cruised to Hawaii.
So he's been on a plane and a boat. And then he's going to be in a plane again.
And then plane home, yeah.
All right. So we have an Israeli flight over here once in her life. But Josh will be here soon. Next week,
I believe.
Yeah. He'll be.
See, Mom says
next week.
13th, yeah. So he will make the next Wednesday.
If Linda wasn't here,
we would never know.
we'd be lost.
Yeah.
I mean, my life would be empty without Linda.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
So watch where your feet are at, because it's going to make it difficult for us to do something later. You've already taken it off the floor.
oh, I've taped it.
We'll be all right. We'll be fine.
It goes here.
It goes
no,
over
wait. It goes here. Might go over here. I can't get the tape off my shoe.
So when we actually put markings on the floor, Ken picks them up and moves them. And then we go, how come this stuff isn't where it's supposed to be? I don't know. We let Ken get on the stage. That's the problem.
That was your fault. Nope.
That was
nope.
my fault.
I'm going to carry it off the stage.
That's right, yep.
And I'm
so
going to let Leo
we
guess.
do have a segment commercial before we go to the
Well, I've just got
Josh's
a building
thing.
up the anticipation.
Building anticipation.
Yeah, I don't think it worked, but
Probably
I was
not,
trying.
because he's not here.
That's true. So, in other words, we have Harold
Yeah. Substitute.
instead of Josh.
I know. Second
Everybody in the world is now disappointed.
I know.
But
Let
we're going to have to
down.
go with it anyways. Hey, Leo, hit that first commercial.
You know, Glenn, I noticed that my throat's been really dry lately from all my preaching.
You know, when I get spiritually dry, I always use one of these.
Oh.
Give me the keys. Hey, get that.
Hezekiah!
That came from up there.
I'm going to miss my flight. I'm going to miss my flight. Oh, wait a minute. Did it?
You missed it.
Darn it.
That was your plane.
Darn it was.
Yep. Oh, well.
Oh, well. But I'm in the cool terminal area where I can, ride on the. I do the same thing you do. I'm like,
Yeah,
over
I
there, I can ride up and down the walkway thing and just have fun.
That's a John Moody walkway.
moving walkway?
Because
Where
he
it's
can
like-
get on it and not have to move. He just
And you just look
slides.
and you just do this, like make people think you're walking fast.
Yeah.
You walk by and they're like,
What? Well, this is a special.
this is not Philadelphia Airport.
No.
Philadelphia Airport. I go.
Hold on a minute. I need to walk over here, to walk over here.
Don't get him all fired up.
Well, Lori's saying we need a mask because in Philadelphia Airport you need a mask. But when you're on the airplane, you take it off. So that doesn't make no sense. But anyway,
Okay, moving on.
I digress. So
Digressing.
I am going to do my best imitation of Josh does trivia.
Wow.
So we're gonna do one of these things has to go. So we're gonna pick the things, and then you're gonna tell me why. This one should be pretty simple because if you've been on an airplane, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna say the same thing. But out of the 3 chairs that you get to sit on an aircraft, you get to pick one of them to go away: the aisle seat, the middle seat, or the window seat.
Ooh.
So which one goes?
All right, who's going first? Jim's probably got food in his mouth.
Yeah, I did, but it'll be the middle seat
The middle seat. Well, why?
because it's always somebody is made. It's made for tiny people and
And that's
people
not
my
you.
size. You put a fat man in it, it's not a good thing.
Okay. All right.
A lot of people.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you meet a person to your left and to
I
your
hope
right.
you took a shower, too.
Yeah, hopefully.
The middle seat.
Middle seats. Yeah, I figured almost middle seats, but I'm going to throw everybody a curveball. Lori, what you thinking? Aisle seat, middle seat, window seat. Which one goes?
The middle seat because somebody's elbows are always in my way. Yeah.
Okay. What is the etiquette about sharing the armrest when you're the guy in the middle?
Riley, what are you, like God all of a sudden?
Middle seat.
Bring it down a notch.
They're both not, yeah.
Middle seat.
Middle seat
Right
goes.
from
So I think this one was kind of easy, right?
I didn't get no.
Well, you're going to get talk. You got a mic. You can talk whatever you
He
want.
skipped over me, though.
But you can talk whenever you feel
got a
like
mic.
it. What does Donnie have to say
Donnie,
about
what do you have to
which
say?
seat?
Middle seat.
The middle
seat.
seat. But Jim Moody, what do you say?
Well,
That's Jim Moody back
Jim
there.
Moody, not John Moody.
Personally, I want the middle seat to go, but at the same time, my wife always takes the middle seat because she's a skinny little thing, so I can sit on the outside.
Okay, well, so he likes the window seat to go away. So because him and his wife will take the middle and the aisle.
I think the aisle seat probably.
Okay, why? You have a reason?
I don't get up.
Okay. He just wants to be trapped. Just leave me here, and when the plane gets, let me go. Be like a roller coaster. He just wants the thing to go down, and he won't get out until it's ready to go.
Wow, Leo
John?
sneaked right up on John Moody like that. Nobody could see that, but
Yeah.
we gotta get more cameras.
Is that edible? No, let's not eat the microphone, please.
Is it flavored?
Is it flavored? I don't know, Leo. Is it flavored?
No.
No, it's not. Moving on.
All right. Middle.
Go in my.
Which seat would you like to get rid of?
Oh, that's what you're here for.
Yeah, I know. It's confusing, isn't it?
The aisle seat.
The aisle seat. And reason?
And then my wife would take the window seat,
Uh-huh.
and I would take the middle seat and have all kinds of room to lean over this way and give her more room.
All right. So, what does Shayna say about which seat has to go?
The window seat.
The window seat goes. Okay. Furthest from the restroom. She's like, you else can keep that. That's what Lori says. Lori says she's on the aisle seat.
Middle.
Middle seat goes. Okay. And D?
The middle seat.
The middle seat. What do you got?
Okay, I got the window seat because I am not. That's got to go. I do not want to know how high I am. I don't want to know where I am, and I don't. If I'm going down, just let it be surprise.
What about Leo? What do you say?
Middle seat.
Middle seat. I say the aisle seat because if you ever been the taller, longer leg people like us, I don't know what it is. But whenever I'm sitting in the aisle seat, the flight attendant has a target on my knee, and it's like, boom!
See,
You know, like,
I was
hey,
thinking that too.
she wants to kill me, or she spills a drink in my lap. That's happened more than once.
Praise not coffee.
I got it.
It's cold.
I'm not going to get on a plane at all. That solves everything.
Oh yeah.
I've been
that?
on a plane.
By the wedding singer.
I know what I'm missing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Kept getting her elbow. Drew Barrymore from The Wedding Singer.
All right.
So, all right. So I was going to do this or that, but I think I'm going to change it. And I want you to tell me.
Sheila said middle seat.
Middle seat. All right. So Sheila's watching. So Leo wants you to go around. We're going to ask everyone in the room to tell us where that 747 is taking them.
Okay.
It's taken me to Baton Rouge,
Baton
Louisiana.
Rouge, Louisiana. You can
would
just
say
drive there. Okay. Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I knew why I said it.
Yeah, just because he likes to say it.
I could have told you that before he even said it. Could have literally. He loves it.
So where is Miss Linda going?
The movie
Same
theater.
place because my husband wants to go on another steamboat ride.
So Baton Rouge, or that's New Orleans, right? New Orleans. Because she's gonna get back on another
plane ticket?
river cruise. New Orleans? No, well, I'm a northerner. We actually use all of our letters. You know what? I'm a New Orleans.
And Louisiana.
New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Louisiana,
It ain't
whichever.
Louisiana. It's
Louisiana. Lori, what you got? Where we go? Where was your plane taking you?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Well, that's really specific.
Wait.
Thank you
There's a
so
second
much,
part to
Lori.
that. She doesn't want to say it because she's being mom and all. Anywhere Angel's not for a week.
Wow.
That's kind of what she really wants.
I don't know. I think
She's not going to leave her by herself, Linda. She's just not. You're going to leave her with somebody else for a week. I mean,
I think that was a hint for you, Harold.
I already know.
You said any place.
I know it's like
Let's go,
without.
buddy. Let's go.
We got a cruise coming up. We got
tell
a
them
motor
anywhere
coach
else.
going across to Ohio. We got a lot of stuff going on, but we have to wait till August.
Yeah, no more. Okay, next.
So we got next. Who's next?
Riley.
Next.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas for
Why?
Riley.
There you go. Because.
And his answer was because.
California.
California.
Where in California?
The whole state.
The whole
Anywhere.
state? Okay, anywhere in California. You know, Donald, that would be good. They might
Put him in Napa Valley somewhere. Just have him picking grapes.
Key West.
Key West. You don't burn up because, man, I was down at Key
He's been
West.
there
and
a
I would
couple
turn
times.
I
He
would
doesn't
turn
burn
into
up.
a lobster in
He
Key
loves
West.
it.
So
I think the Great Lakes.
the
in the
Great
winter.
Lakes. Which part?
I don't know.
I mean, you got there's several of them.
Assume he wants. He said in the winter, so
In the
he's going to
winter.
go to the bigger ones. So yeah, he'll go to the ones
Superior,
that freeze.
Michigan.
Erie freezes, right?
They all freeze. Actually.
Oh, there you go. So any of them.
They don't freeze solid, but they do freeze over.
All right.
Vancouver, so I don't have to worry about the middle seat.
John is referring to a cruise that's coming up in August. We have to get to Vancouver from here. So
Tel Aviv, Israel.
Tel Aviv.
People are talking.
The international flight from Shayna. Going over to Katie.
Bangkok, Thailand.
Bangkok, Thailand.
She's only going there for food. I can tell you right now why she's going there.
You know, hey,
I know why.
her. Dee Dee. Hawaii. Honolulu, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go to Honolulu, Hawaii. She's going to meet Josh and go, hey, what's up? He's like,
my turn. Leo didn't say where he's going.
Where's Leo going?
Idaho.
Idaho. Well, Idaho's a state. So
he's going to the whole state. He wants
the whole
the
state of
giant
Idaho.
tater.
Well, you know, Idaho's not that big, so maybe the airplane could land in Idaho. And take up the whole
So we're
state.
just saying, where's my plane
It's like
flight going?
Boise. Yeah, where are you going?
Assuming I'm getting on a plane and you've drugged me and I have no idea.
Oh, you're like Mr. T.
That's right.
I'm
Pity fool, put me on an airplane.
I pity the fool that does that. But if I did get on a plane, I'm going to Ireland.
Ireland.
And if you want a specific,
Yeah, where?
I would believe,
Dublin?
I believe I'd start in the lower part and then just kind of travel the whole entire country.
I'll go with you.
I wonder, Dublin is the major airport.
Dublin
Shannon?
is the biggest. I would fly. Actually, you know what? I would probably fly into Heathrow,
and then take the
come
canal.
out of London, take the train, and then experience it the right way.
All right.
But County Cork, I want to see County Cork.
Okay. And
Riley's going with me.
For me, I'm going to Seoul, Korea.
What a surprise!
Food.
Yep.
You want to go to Bangkok? I'll meet you at Seoul. So.
Okay, I'm going with her. I changed my flight. We're going to Bangkok now.
We have a really quick riddle and then another harder riddle. The first riddle should be very easy. Some people have already heard it. So this is one of these quick, easy. Listen carefully.
It's a corny one.
It is corny, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be one that y'all should get really quick. But all right, so the airplane crashes on the border. Where do we bury the survivors? Oh, somebody got it right away. All right.
Shayna was on it.
Yeah.
Like chocolate icing on a cupcake.
All right. All right, so we're on another plane,
Okay,
and it
another
crashes, and every single person died.
You bury him.
Who lived?
No.
No one.
Okay, I'll say it again.
People.
What?
The taken people. You said every single in you.
I thought it was
You're
originally
kind of
49
close.
people died.
Every
and one
single
of them-
person died. Who survived? John. The married people. See? Hey! All right.
Get that one.
Leo, take us away.
Hey everybody, it's Cushy coming to you from Stepping Stones in Oasis Church. Just wanted to kind of remind you, I haven't done one of these in a while, and as you can see, I'm in an exciting place, an arcade. What can be better than an arcade? Well, I can tell you, Wednesday nights at Stepping Stones. See, because at 6:30 we meet and we ask teenagers to come and join us. We've got food. That's right, food. We've also got games. I've got a PlayStation that we hooked up. We've got air hockey. We've got ping pong. We've got throw Donald in a basket. I mean, we've got things that kids can do. So if you know a teenager, have a teenager, or want to get rid of a teenager, bring them here on a Wednesday night at 6:30. Stepping Stones, we go 6:30 to 7. That's food and fun. At 7 p.m. we go live. Well, what does live mean? Live simply means we get in front of this green screen, have a blast, do some really cool things, have some trivia questions. We have a great message every week, and we're just adding new stuff week after week. Teenagers can get involved with the advertisements. Teenagers can get involved with the green screen, acting things out. We really got a lot of things coming. We've got a teen carnival that'll be coming in the fall. We really want you to keep an eye out for that. But most of all, get your teenagers out here. Oasis Church, Wednesday night, 6:30, 2200 Glasgow Avenue in Newark, Delaware, 19702. Again, 2200 Glasgow Avenue. If you haven't been out here yet, we're looking forward to seeing you. If you've been out here, but it's been a while, get back. Let's have some more fun, and let's enjoy Stepping Stones every Wednesday night. Again, this is Cushy. Have a great rest of your day.
You know,
Oh,
Ken,
right.
since
What?
that promo was
Since
shot,
that promo.
we have a skee ball machine.
We do.
Which, you know, so we're moving
We have
closer
air
to
hockey.
we're getting
We
closer.
have skee ball.
We got burger time, you never leave.
If we have burger time, yeah, I put a cot back there. And wonder where Ken is. He's in the fellowship hall. He's not leaving.
Ken's-
All right.
Ken's
so
working.
Linda's got her volume on.
Yep.
So right now, if you're watching, and Janice, you're watching, so let's hit these little hearts and these little hogs. I'm doing it in stepping stones. That's not the way I want to do it. Darn it.
Your stepping stones.
I'm going to switch.
and
I'm
you're-
switching.
yeah.
I'm switching.
I know you're like beefing yourself. Got it. Cool.
All right, now I'm back. And why am I at the beginning, Harold? Harold, how did I get to the beginning? Harold, what's going on?
I don't know. You
Okay, here we go.
You're you.
Janice is there, so now I'm going to make my firework explosion of happy faces and all that. If you're not doing that, you're not helping us. By the way, if you're not sharing this with everybody in your Facebook, you're not helping us. Although our numbers are going up, they're not going up quite enough. We need... Carry the fort. We need about another 42 people to follow us.
Okay.
Because we're at a number I can't do the math in my head, but we need to get to 100.
Okay.
Because if we get to the 100, then we can see who's actually talking to us and doing things that we can get a little more deeper.
Yep.
A little deeper.
Kind of.
So if you've not joined us, if you're not following us, get people to follow us. Click, 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 click. Kelly Moody is watching, so Kelly Moody, you better be following us too. Click, click, click. Jim Chevalier, who's in the room, is actually watching right now. Linda has her volume on, so I can hear myself over myself when I'm talking to myself.
Isn't that normal though? You've talked.
I have a lot of things.
The problem
in
is
my head.
you normally just talk to yourself, but with her having her volume,
I'm
up,
actually
you can hear
answering.
yourself. Yeah, and
I'm actually answering.
That's scary.
That's true.
It's bad enough if you talk to yourself. Now you're answering.
So this part is where we talk about finding Riley.
Yep.
We're going to be real quick about
He's
this.
in here somewhere.
He's in here somewhere.
In one of the photos.
Is he here? I don't know.
He's on the tarmac.
John Moody,
That
I
would
can hear
hurt.
myself talking through John Moody's phone too. Isn't that nice?
No, I
Or
think
Jim's
that was
phone, or
Jim's phone
some
back
Moody's phone. There's a Moody that has sound.
There's a Moody with sound. All right.
So
isn't it Dolby sound?
It's not Dolby if it's just me and Jim Moody. Anyway, so somewhere on one of these clips, from the very beginning screen with the stepping stones across it, all the way through to the very end, Riley might be planted in there.
Doesn't count the videos.
Does not count the videos.
Yeah, not counting the videos, but any still.
And if I recall last week,
nobody
didn't
got
we,
it.
up
You went up
the
to
ante?
$20. Yeah, I think you did.
We've upped the ante, folks. Here,
And it has to be from somebody not in this room.
So if you're watching
And
right
it definitely
now,
can't be right. How can Riley think that it's finding himself? Like, did you forget where you were standing?
I don't know, but I just want you to know I freshly printed those.
Oh, freshly printed 20?
You couldn't get any fresher than that 20 I printed today.
Wow.
Huh?
Not bad.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so where's Riley? I don't know. You gotta
He's in
find him.
one of the photos behind us. We'll go through them again. But interesting.
Oh, John, you found him.
He's around somewhere, but we're not going to tell you where he's at because we want the at-home players playing. Right?
That's exactly right.
That's right.
So at-home players, share it. Sharing players, share it. And then someone who finds it, type in there where Riley is, where you think Riley is. You go through it. You can even do it later. You don't have to do it while we're live, but go ahead and go through it. Leo, hit it.
Where is it?
Aw, yeah. If you're working for a living, no matter what you do, I wrote this one for you on my break, just in case the boss is watching. Buzzing, blaring, alarm needs a beating. Wanna roll over and sleep till the evening, but these bills won't pay themselves, so I hit the shower. Gotta be at the job in less than an hour. Shirt gets a smell test, make sure it's got a collar. Pack up my lunch, cause I only got $1. Healthy breakfast for the kids, oops, changed my shirt. Pinky waves for all, then it's off to work. U-turn, coming back for a minute. Left my briefcase in the closet and there's paperwork in it. Now I'm sitting in traffic, this commute perturbs. Why'd I get a job downtown and buy a house in the burbs? I pull into the lot, got my coffee, I'm ready. Keep eyes downcast, get past Chatty Betty. Sit down at my desk, now I'm ready to go. Man, I may not be the boss or the CEO, but there's a couple of things that I think you ought to know. I'll only surf the web for a minute or so, and I won't complain if the internet is slow, cause when you hired me, man, you hired a pro. I gotta get that bacon and bring it home. This desk chair is as good as a throne. Nose to the grindstone, with my fingers to the bone. Watch me work it out, memo says I'm in the zone. I may not be the MVP, but I work well with others, even Grumpy Steve. Stop by my cubicle and I think you'll agree, there's no one up in here working harder than me. grousing, griping, I guess I could be grumbling. The job ain't always fun, there's people always bumbling. The only thing jamming some days is the printer. They keep it so cold up in here, it's always winter. Burnt the popcorn again, the smell fills the building. Overlap or near, but hey man, I'm chilling as I calmly reload the paper in the copier 10th time today. These peeps can't be much sloppier. Meetings, these things can be a beating. The same things over and over, repeating, but I'm listening well with my paper and pen. Good eye contact, keep the doodles to a minimum. Whatever they throw at me, I'll handle it. Computer stops working again, I dismantle it, cause I'm a team player. I think outside the square, I don't raise the roof, I raise the value of our shares. When my task list stack into the ozone layer, it may take some work. Colleague, I ain't scared, watch out, I'm shutting down solitaire. Get down, step back, about to get busy up in here. Won't catch me slacking, just check that flag. Don't steal from the office, and that's a fact. One time I took a stapler, but I brought it back. I'm working real hard, making sure we're in the black. If you work hard, you're just like me. Facebook and Twitter rarely on your screen. Ain't got no fortune like a king or a queen. Gotta take care of business, gotta make that green.
Can you fill those out for me in triplicate? Thanks.
Sure. I'd like a raise and a promotion, a 401k that's bigger than the ocean, less taken out for health and dental, a supervisor who's less temperamental. But I'm working and that's nothing to complain about. It could be worse, I could be getting all my teeth pulled out. A taste tester at a farm that grows Brussels sprouts, or like the cartoon making sure that no duds go out. So if you're with me, throw your business card into the sky. If you don't have one, look around, grab office supplies. But nothing heavy, this is parade confetti. Gotta work ethic that's steady, boy, then you have one already. Oh! It's getting late, trying to break like a Kit Kat. Water cooler, stretch the legs, have a chit chat. Working harder, hardly working, ask me which is we. Hold up, the boss is coming through the busy beat.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be a Wednesday night if it didn't have some kind of video that was kind of crazy and funny and everything like that. So, as I said, we're going to start a new series called Cushy's Corner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have every week for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have Christians coming in that work in the everyday field, but I kind of want to give the teenagers and others ideas of how to act, things that maybe we struggle with, you all think we don't. I want to give you ways that you can go out there and be strong in your faith and demonstrate it. And so tonight's guest, you all know him. I was trying to give it away by the locations that we were at, but tonight's guest I thought should be and is my producer. My producer when we do races, and my producer on a Wednesday night, Mr. Harold Darner. There we go.
No.
That, unfortunately, Harold, that cheering didn't last quite as long. But
no kidding. I think I get better. I get more when I get crashed on a Friday night.
That's quite possible. But so I thank you first of all for being our first guest here in Cushy's Corner, and then I kind of want to just why don't you tell everybody what do you do for a living?
Well, Lori, most people say I'm Angel's dad.
That's true.
But for paycheck, you mean? Oh,
yes.
What
so what
funds
brings home the
Lori?
bacon? What funds
Lori and Angels runs to BB's and other
Exactly.
places, and and the style stuff. I'm an air traffic controller. I work at Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland as a contractor for the Army, basically making the skies over that little piece of land safe so that the military can use the research laboratory.
Not only that, so the Eagle can land back and forth.
You
but
know,
you can't talk
I can
about
tell
it.
you, I'm not allowed to talk about certain things.
He's not allowed to talk about it, but trust me, the Eagle goes by. And if you don't know who the Eagle is, you're clearly not paying attention to politics these days. So air traffic control, I would assume it's not an easy job.
Well, you know, it's funny because I get that all the time. I get people telling me it's the most stressful job because it's been there. Mm-hmm. And I have been in places that I've experienced the stress of air traffic control services. But luckily for me, I found a nice area that was kind of quiet, where I get a nice paycheck. I get paid for what I know more than what I do.
So is it a job that anybody can do, though?
Oh, no.
Okay.
My first qualifier I usually talk to people, I said, if you're looking for air traffic control, is how do you play chess?
Oh.
Because if you play chess and you're very bad at it, don't worry about being an air traffic controller. It's not in the cards for you.
Fair enough.
You need to be a person who plays chess and can see that 3, 4, and 5 moves ahead of time.
So if they're 18, 19, 20 years old, they've just gotten out of high school, they're looking for a job, what you're saying is this is going to take somebody that's a good thinker. It's someone that's logical, can kind of go a few moves before and kind of anticipate. That's what an air traffic controller basically does.
Basically, we have to see the problem before it happens or as it's developing and prevent that from happening. It's interesting. Pilots, which if you ever watched Pushing 10, I love the depiction. I love the depiction of pilots because as the main character says, because sir, sit down, the captain has everything under control, and his response was, if you think the captain is flying this aircraft, we all are in trouble.
Yeah.
So air traffic controllers are the ones basically telling the aircraft where the safe route is, altitude, speed, all that stuff. The pilot is responsible for keeping the aircraft on that path. So think about it. You're driving, but we're the GPS.
You're the GPS.
That's
okay,
right.
You're Siri is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lori hated it because I actually made one of our GPS to sound like an air traffic controller. And when
I can see why she'd be upset.
And when it said turn left at next high-speed taxiway, she's like, "You need to make this thing shut up."
There you go. So let's kind of. So you've given us what you do.
Yeah.
How long you've done it. So let's kind of switch off a little bit. When did you become a Christian? Let's do that. And where, if you remember?
I was 12 years old.
Okay.
In Addison, Illinois, at a First Baptist. I can't remember the exact name. I knew it was First Baptist something in Addison, but my brain, I'm 51 now, so 12.
Yeah, no, I get
you could do the math. It's back there sometime. But definitely was baptized at the church there after a long amount of time of checking out things. I was actually first baptized as an Orthodox Roman Catholic because that's my grandparents and parents and all that stuff, and went to catechism and all that. My godmother, which my grandmother was, told me that maybe I should start looking for what I thought was the truth. That's how she said it. And I went to several different churches in Michigan looking. And then when I went back to at the end of the summer, a friend of mine took me to basketball playing at that church on Tuesday nights, I believe it was. And then going to the church and then getting baptized there about the age of 12.
All right. So going on from there, going off of my own thoughts and my own experiences when I first got baptized and all, your teenage years, would you say you were you the demonstration of Christ at that time?
My parents would say I was the epitome of what not to do.
Okay, fair enough. I think
through most
if my
of my
mother's
life.
watching, she'd probably verify that for me too. So.
The only thing my dad said I did right was schoolwork and sports. So
okay,
up till that, other than that, it was not so good.
So when did you join the military?
I joined the military initially when I was 17.
Okay,
as a National Guardsman in Wheaton, Illinois. And then a couple years later, switched from the National Guard to the Army Reserves. At which point, then relocated to California, then Louisville, Kentucky, and from there it was 1996 where I went to active service.
Okay.
Out of Louisville, Kentucky, and then I got to have some fun flying all over the place. Being at Fort Lewis, Washington State, Honolulu, Hawaii, with Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, for a few years. Then I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, Fort Rucker, Alabama. I was in Camp Humphreys in Korea. And I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing. I was also a recruiter in Jackson, Michigan. So I think I got them all there. If I didn't, I'm sure one of my kids will remind me where they were and I didn't say.
So it's interesting because I would imagine some teenagers think about going into the Army, the Navy. They think about going into the armed services straight out of high school. So it's interesting that you brought that up. But taking the fact that you accepted Christ so early, but how did your time in the military, because you've talked about it with me, but I don't think anybody else, how did your time in the military kind of shape you as a Christian?
Well, I kid with people that I didn't cruise early in my life because I would have been swallowed by the fish too. Because I had an early calling, I believe, into the church and ministry. I was with Willow Creek, with Bill Hybel, with Salt Company, and was a student leader when I was 17 years old, 18. And then I basically ran as far away as I could, and God, basically being a gentleman, let me go. He's like, all right, he'll come back eventually or he won't. Because God doesn't push us, he asks, he knocks.
Correct.
And so my military time was really a time of turmoil. And I was married to my first wife, that was a very abusive between the both of us. Neither one of us really acted very Christianly. And there's some other issues, and a divorce happened, and we had our 2 children. But there were other issues. I mean, I just wasn't happy. And I found that there was some issues. And while I was, I want to say it was around, I'm trying to remember the year. But I was in the military, and I felt like I was not getting anywhere. And I was in Iraq at the time. And a person came to me who knew me from before and was basically telling me that I need to change something. Something about me is wrong and is off. And it's Jeremy Payton, and if he's watching. Jeremy was a first sergeant at the time. I was E6, or he's E6 at the time. And he basically said, you need to go back to church. He's like, you told me one time you used to go. And so I went back, and from that point, I basically reaffirmed my life to Christ and said that, lead me the way you need to, and brought me Lori and Angel, and then I got back from Iraq. Lori and I got married soon after that. And then ever since then, doors have opened for responsibility in the church. Like I started as a Sunday school teacher, or not Sunday school teacher, a Bible study teacher. And Lori was like, don't you ever pick me, ever. She says, I will shoot you where you stand. Which is funny because you see Lori, y'all see Lori as this outgoing lady. When I first met Lori, she was content to being in the back and is quiet, and like if you did not mention, you're like, people are like, yeah, I know. It's like you don't, but she's definitely come out of that. But she used to be the one like people are like, did you guys even see Lori today? I'm like, she was sitting next to me.
Nice. Well,
but now she's definitely different. But we moved forward, and Lori's definitely opened up with me, and we got ordained from that time when we were back in Fort Bragg, and like I said, it's just been escalating. Like started up just teaching Bible studies, and then moving into preaching, and then pastoral studies, and
so that kind of segues. Then you're in the military, you're in active duty at that point.
Yep.
You start to feel that pressure, and I guess reason why I'm asking the depth is because again, we've got some teenagers in the room.
Yeah, some that may be listening.
That
sometimes osmosis works.
Osmosis does work, but what I'm trying to say is, they need to understand that just because we're in a position that we're in, that it was easy for us.
No, one of my you asked me on the phone. He's like, what's your life verse? And I kind of started thinking after you asked me that, and I'm like, there's several, but the one I talk about with young people or people who are young in Christ is you're a lamp unto my feet, and because we think about the lights that we have in this room,
right?
Like it lights up the whole world, and that's not what he meant. He meant a little itty bitty lamp, an oil lamp that only like a few feet in front of you, as dark as it was back then. So he only reveals as much as we can handle. And I had talked to people before. He said, if you had told me at 17 that I was going to be 51 years old and pastor of special needs in a church, I'd have been like, You've got the wrong guy.
Yeah, there's zero chance at 17. I was at the church every time the doors were open.
Right.
So, but even at 17, knowing what nobody's caught me doing, but what I did do, I would have never dreamed I'd be in the position I'm in today, and I'm grateful for it. I've learned a lot, but I kind of want the teenagers to know that you're going to run into some things that you can't be discouraged about.
No, you talked about it.
You gotta keep that focus.
Your life experiences are going to let you speak into somebody else's life. I talk about that a lot. I know you and I speak a lot.
Well, let's get into that then.
Life experiences. Like, I've had friends of mine, like you said, that were in the military, and so I'm sure that I've seen chaplains try to come in from their denomination and try to speak to a soldier. The soldier just shuts them off. It's like, you're an officer. You have no idea what my life is like. But then when I picked up the chaplaincy when I was in Afghanistan, because we had our chaplain actually was evacuated out very early, actually only 4 weeks into the rotation. And the battalion commander came to me and said, I know you're an ordained pastor and I would like you to pick up the chaplain duties while you're here. And I was like, so you're going to cover for me so I could do all this? And he's like, well, it's funny because he's Mormon, so it was a little bit of a different thing than our theology. But he goes, "You do believe God will make a way, right?" And I said, "Boy, that was straight through the heart." Yep. But yeah, so I was able to talk to the soldiers because I was in the trenches with them. They knew that I was infantry, so I've been, with combat arms. I did guard duty up in towers with them. I was one of them. Okay. So I could speak to their lives, and they would listen to what I had to say. So let's bring it
to today. You're in the tower.
Yep.
You have people that you work with that probably are not saved.
Right.
How are you an example during the day? What do you do that because we're called to set ourselves apart.
Right.
So what would you say that you do that sets you apart from those that don't believe?
No, the two things that my one guy that I've been there the most says is he goes, "You never cuss," and Lori will say, "That's not true." She's like, "They didn't catch you," because I was a soldier for 26 years, so. Unfortunately, that became part of my vocabulary.
So you're watching your language. You're watching
so
what
my language
you say.
gets better.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. So people and Lori had the backhand to the backside of the head, like, bah! and people used to laugh every time she did it. But she knew I did good in Afghanistan because I made a bet with my soldiers and said, if you could catch me 5 times between the time we started till the time we got done, which was 18 months, the deployment was 5 times. That I would buy them whatever they wanted for dinner, one of the places. And the furthest one person said they caught me once, and none of the soldiers verified it. They said that you were hearing stories because that didn't happen.
So
that's a big thing.
Change the way you talk.
Change the way I talk.
What else can you do?
I'm also usually either reading off my phone, Bible, or some kind of study, and praying when I eat, things like that, and usually listening to what's in there, what's important to them,
right,
and kind of allowing them to speak into what's bothering them, and I think it's a big important part.
So what you've just given us is the same thing that these teenagers who are working at McDonald's or working somewhere else, they can literally do the same thing by the words that they use, by the actions that they keep.
On a big one, I'm on time.
And you're on time.
We have a new guy who's working with us, and we're like, huh? It's amazing. My clock and your clock must be different.
So it's safe to say that a lot of things that you do aren't necessarily coming out and just saying, I know Jesus.
Right.
A lot of the things that you do are demonstrations of your daily life.
Right. Yeah. I think. In a work environment, you have to be careful expressing, like we bring out a Bible and you start talking the Bible to somebody, you have a work, you're paid to do a job.
Exactly.
And that, if you're not on break or whatever, that can get into a problem because you're not performing your duty. And the thing is we're supposed to do everything unto God,
Exactly.
And working and earning your paycheck should be the same way. You should do what's right with or without the boss behind you, and I thought that was.
That's kind of what I wanted to get to was I think this day and age we don't teach that enough.
Right.
I just kind of wanted to get that. So we'll jump on one more question because I don't want this to be long drawn out. You've given us some great stuff, but if God decided today that he was going to change your direction. Do you find it easier to follow now than when you were younger?
Oh, definitely more now. And it's funny because, part of it is your life choices and who you're partnered with. And I got Lori, and Lori will tell you, if you ask her, she would, that I was a bear to deal with when I first retired from the military, because I didn't know what was next. And if you know me, which you do, that could you imagine me not having a plan?
I mean, I could imagine,
because everything with me is a plan. So, and Lori was like, God will put us where He wants us. Because I was like, does that mean we're going to pastor a church? Does that mean we're going? I went to the interviews, Kenny, and you want to hear the coolest thing I got told? You're qualified to do my job. Why would I hire you? I got told that more than once. I was like, well, I just want to run cable, man. I'll pay.
So I guess why I'm saying it, or why I'm asking, is because, as we got older, as we worked through the workforce, changes happened all the time. I bet you I had 37, 40 jobs since I've been 30, 40 jobs. I've done everything.
Come on, man. When H&R Block goes, hey, we don't know how to charge you for this many.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that.
I've had that a couple times.
How many states did you work in? I apologize.
So how many jobs did you bring us?
But I guess I guess really what I'm trying to get to, and you've been in situations that most of us will never be in. You've been in combat. You've seen things that we can't imagine. But I like the fact that you're still willing, no matter what, at this point, to just say, okay, Lord, if you got a different direction.
Well, yeah, that was when I decided to retire from the Army, I was like, because I thought, and God, again, there's that lamp, right? God said go to seminary. Like, all right, Lord, I'm going to seminary. She's like, okay. So I did 3 years, and I actually did 3 years and 3 years in the military. So I was like, okay, God, I'm going to do what you're telling me to do, and I'm going to do it as a full-time student and work in the Army at the same time. Then I got out, and I'm like, okay, so I was like, all right, God, so your plan was to make me a chaplain, right? God was like, no, I just wanted to help. I wanted you to be ordained and take care of people, but not in the Army. And that really threw me off, because I actually went to the Army and said, hey, I would like to be a chaplain. And they're like, we don't have a use for you. You're too old. It's like, moving on.
He's definitely too old.
So, but, I thought it would be good. And then went back to the church and said, hey, I would like to pick up the special needs program. That's something that, took a while. And talk about something that was different. I've been through seminary, and Jim's in the room too. You know about seminary. They don't teach you anything about special needs. Not at all. So special needs get laid on my heart, and I'm like, Lori, there's no how to on this at all. This is like having to learn from not only learn it and live it, teach it to other people, and be at like the knife's edge, the front, the tip of the spear, as we call it in the military. But I thrive most of the time. Lori will tell you I don't, but I thrive under pressure. But she's like, no, you don't. I complain a a bit, but I do my best work underneath pressure.
Let me just tell you something. We've butted already. You all never see it. Jim's seen it. Some others have seen it. He doesn't. Maybe he thrives under military pressure, airplanes crashing, whatever. But the everyday technical, nay. But all right, so last thing.
But that happens, right?
It does. It does. It's fair. Listen,
I get very hyper focused.
We can't be super. We can't be super. One last thing. I want you to, if teenagers are in front of you.
Yep.
So young person, young in Christ, going out in the work field to a world that definitely does not demonstrate what we used to have values wise, what do you say to them? What's the one just nutshell say, okay, if I'm telling you anything, this is what I tell you?
You need to go to work with the idea that you're working for God directly.
Absolutely.
So in everything you do it with Him. So that means you're going to see it. It's the problem we have in the workforce today. There's going to be a guy or a gal who does absolutely nothing and draws the same paycheck, and it'll drive you nuts. It will drive you crazy. and Lori hears it from me because she's my sounding board. That is like, how is this right? You know, that one guy does the work and the other guy gets the paycheck is same. But we have to do it the right way. We have to do everything correctly because you may be the only Jesus they see.
Amen. Amen. Well, I thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm glad you were the first one in Cushy's Corner. Yep. Next week's guest is actually going to be a furniture mover.
Wow.
So
did he move the neon sign? That's what I want to know.
He didn't, but that's a big sign. And that sign here, you never know. it may change in its form and everything like that. But I do appreciate it, Harold. I thank you so much for coming out first night. Folks, I hope you got a lot out of it. Teenagers that are in the room, I hope you listened to what he went through in his life, where he's gone, and understand that when you move forward, it isn't going to be easy. But if your focus is what he just said, if your focus is the fact that you're serving God more than you're serving anybody else, your excellence will show. And as with that, so will Christ. So thank you very much, Harold. Appreciate you coming out. And now you can get back to the duties of taking care. I'm surprised John Moody gave him a standing ovation. I'm surprised John could stand up at that point, Pastor.
Hey.
It was, but he made it.
It was a stand.
So, it was a stand.
He was not remaining in the seat.
It was a stand.
Butt left chair, as Lori would say.
So next week we got a mover. Hopefully you'll get a good bit out of that. And then there is a gentleman that I'm going to try to get in here that was a train locomotive operator. I'm going to be excited about that.
He is an engineer.
He was an engineer. I'm not going to lie. He's not a building engineer.
Locomotive engineer.
But he's a locomotive engineer. And if you're a boy and you had trains, woo-woo. So I'm really excited about that. I have not talked to him yet, but that's my plan, is to get him. We'll have a couple other ones. Harold will get to choose one while I'm away. And so please, if you have teenagers, they're about to go into the workforce, they don't have any idea. This whole series this summer is to kind of get a perspective of what a Christian does in their work, but how they demonstrate Christ throughout. So thank you so much for watching Cushy's Corner. Leo, I believe you got something to take me out of here, and then we'll go back.
As a struggling Christian, I need all the grace that I can get. At Gibberty Flibberty.
Cut.
Flibberty. Line.
Cut. Flibberty Gibberty customizes God's insurance so he'll always provide the grace you need. Cut.
Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Is this where they're going to put the Statue of Liberty? Ribbity ribbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Flibberty Gibberty customizes God's insurance so he'll always provide the grace you need.
Flibberty Gibberty Flibberty Gibberty.
Now that's an example of doing things under the Lord right there. Right? I mean, we spent the whole afternoon.
We did. But we got two commercials.
But it came out.
We got two commercials out of it, so I think it was great. I am currently about to get run over by, it looks like a 747 maybe.
American 354, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
I don't think they're going to fly away with me standing there, but I'm glad we're here. So we're at the point here, we're going to run through some photographs. Pay close attention to the photographs. Not yet, Leo.
Oh, wait.
I got Jesse James in the back.
He's quick. He's so fast. Super fired.
Oh, so you want to go to the next thing? Don't worry about what you're saying. All right, Leo, give us some pictures so that everybody can try to find Riley. Linda, you're trying to cheat. If you could find him here, if he's here, you guys are amazing.
The peanut gallery is over here. You got to watch these stories.
Now, he might be hiding here.
He might be in there. I think he's on the walkway.
That's John Moody's on the walkway. Yeah.
Is John Moody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he out here under a wheel somewhere?
I put him. You know what? I wouldn't put it past him being in the rear engine of that aircraft.
He could be up in the control tower over there.
Nah, that would take some work.
He's definitely not in Cushy's Corner, because the only people that were in Cushy's Corner were Cushy and Harold and my beautiful neon sign. And he could be here. I don't know where.
I'm saying that left side.
Is he in the pilot seat?
He's probably right there in that engine somewhere.
Now that I think about it, if he's in the pilot seat, he's going to keep going.
Yep.
He's going to throttle up.
I told you it's clear for takeoff.
He's definitely going to throttle up. Riley would not. Folks, I'm telling you right now, Riley would do and then I'd be gone. But it's nice, isn't it?
It could be in the potty.
Wow. $20 is on the line. That's all I'm going to say. $20 is on the line. It's 7:55. We went a little long. I'm glad you joined us tonight for Cushy's Corner. Next week won't be quite as long. We'll get through it. Josh will be back, so that means he'll probably be wearing his greatest grandpa shirt or best grandpa shirt, if we all know Josh, or might even be his death metal with the floofy rainbow stuff,
or no left turns,
or no left turns. He's got a lot of stuff, so we can't wait till he gets back. We hope he had a great trip. Hopefully, he didn't bring back, didn't catch anything while he was over there, like malaria or anything like that. But he looks pretty good in every picture I've seen, so I'm assuming he's okay.
Do you think he's actually going to make it look like he's not? I mean,
good question.
That would be. I mean, that's like me being a travel advisor going, "Look at our pictures. Don't we look awesomely upset about everything?"
Yeah, well,
it's not real good advertisement.
I have learned one thing. Next week I'll be wearing a hat.
A hat?
Yeah, the glare is amazing.
The glare.
Like you could turn the lights off and I bet it's still glowing.
You should see yourself on Sunday.
I feel like Jim Moody. I mean, you want to talk about
Wow. Man, he threw you out. I said one thing about it.
Although Jim Chevalier's got the same kind of, he shaved it down and domed up now. So I don't know.
We'll get you some dulling spray.
There you go.
Dulling spray? Oh.
We don't want to make you any duller.
I figured Mop and Glow would work the best. Mop and Glow, maybe?
Yeah, Mop and Glow. Yeah. We got anything else, Leo?
Mr. Clean, yeah.
My technician says no. Leo did a fine job on the box tonight, other than the quick, Jesse James thing. Again, thanks to Harold for coming up, being the first guest. Again, next week, join us for our next exciting guest. And you might find out he's not just a furniture mover, but that's what he's doing now. So we'll go with that. And the following week, again, going to try to get the railroad conductor. So thank you so much for joining us. Share it. Find Riley, get $20. Tell us where he is. But join us next Wednesday night. Thanks so much. Have a great night.